Imagine a world where transactions are instant, secure, and transparent. A world where you can trust anyone you do business with, without the need for a middleman. A world where your data is safe and sound, and you have complete control over it. This is the world that blockchain technology promises to create. Blockchain is a distributed database that is secure, transparent, and tamper-proof. It is made up of a network of computers, each of which has a copy of the blockchain. When a new transaction is added to the blockchain, it must be verified by a majority of the computers in the network before it can be added. This makes it very difficult to tamper with or hack the blockchain. Blockchain technology has the potential to revolutionize many industries, including finance, healthcare, and supply chain management. For example, blockchain could be used to create a new global financial system that is more efficient and less prone to fraud. It could also be used to create a more secure and transparent healthcare system, where patients have complete control over their own medical records. And it could be used to create a more efficient and sustainable supply chain management system, where businesses can track their products from farm to table. Did you know that the first commercial Bitcoin transaction was for pizza? In 2010, a man in Florida paid 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 Papa John's pizzas. At the time, 10,000 Bitcoins were worth about $40. Today, those same 10,000 Bitcoins would be worth over $200 million.
Welcome to Rewrite Info Station.
There are over 18,000 different cryptocurrencies in existence. However, the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization account for over 85% of the total cryptocurrency market. El Salvador is the only country in the world where you can use Bitcoin to buy anything, just like you can use US dollars. In September 2021, El Salvador made Bitcoin legal currency. So, how does blockchain security work? Blockchain security is the process of protecting blockchain networks from attacks and fraud. First, blockchain security is based on cryptography. Cryptography is a way of scrambling data so that it can only be read by people who have the correct key. Blockchain uses cryptography to secure the data on the blockchain and to protect transactions. Distributed ledger technology, DLT. DLT is the underlying technology that powers blockchain. It is a system for recording and storing data in a decentralized way, meaning that there is no central authority that controls the data. Consensus mechanisms. Consensus mechanisms are a way for all the computers in a blockchain network to agree on what transactions are valid and which ones are not. This is important because it prevents anyone from cheating the system by adding fake transactions or removing legitimate ones. The most common consensus mechanisms include proof of work, POW. In POW, computers compete to solve complex mathematical problems. The first computer to solve the problem gets to add the next block to the blockchain and is rewarded with cryptocurrency. Proof of stake, polonium-2 sulfide. In POWs, computers are selected to validate blocks based on how much cryptocurrency they own. The more cryptocurrency a computer owns, the more likely it is to be selected to validate the next block. Delegated proof of stake, DPoS. In DPoS, cryptocurrency holders vote for delegates to validate blocks on their behalf. The delegates who receive the most votes are responsible for validating the next block. Consensus mechanisms are essential for the security and integrity of blockchain networks. They help to ensure that all of the computers in the network agree on the state of the ledger and that no one computer can control the network. Cryptography. Cryptography is used to secure blockchain networks and transactions. It is used to protect data from being tampered with or hacked. Applications of blockchain. Blockchain technology can be used to develop a wide variety of applications, including cryptocurrencies, decentralized finance, DeFi, non-fungible tokens, NFTs, and supply chain management systems. Second, blockchain security is based on decentralization. Decentralization means that there is no single authority that controls the blockchain. Instead, the blockchain is maintained by a network of computers. This makes it very difficult to hack or tamper with the blockchain. Third, blockchain security is based on consensus mechanisms. Immutability. Once a transaction is added to a blockchain, it is very difficult to alter or delete. This is because each block on the blockchain is linked to the previous block using a cryptographic hash function. If someone tried to alter a block, they would also need to alter all of the subsequent blocks, which would be very difficult and computationally expensive. Scalability is one of the biggest challenges facing blockchain technology today. Blockchain scalability is the ability of a blockchain network to process transactions quickly and efficiently, even as the number of users and transactions on the network increases. Many blockchains, such as Bitcoin, have a limited throughput, meaning that they can only process a limited number of transactions per second. This is because each transaction on a blockchain must be verified by all of the nodes on the network. This verification process can be time-consuming, especially as the number of transactions on the network increases. There are a number of different approaches to improving blockchain scalability. Sharding. Sharding divides the blockchain network into multiple smaller shards. Each shard is responsible for processing a subset of the transactions on the network. This allows the network to handle more transactions overall. Layer 2 solutions. Layer 2 solutions are built on top of existing blockchain networks. They provide a way to process transactions off-chain, which can improve scalability and reduce transaction fees. Increasing the block size. This is the simplest approach to scaling, but it also has the biggest security risks. Increasing the block size makes it more difficult for nodes to verify all of the transactions in a block, which can make the network more vulnerable to attack. Blockchain technology is a vast and fascinating topic, so let's discuss more about it in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Rewrite Infestation for more updates.